Hey there lovely people, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be making what I think has to be like the cutest scrap yarn project you can possibly make. And that is a scrunchie. It takes like little to no yarn to do. And how cute would it be to have like a matching hair accessory to go with like your sweater or vest or cardigan? Hello, like I'm deep diving in today's video, okay? I spent last night searching through Ravelry. We're swimming, we're searching, we're on the database, and I found like 10 free scrunchie patterns, all of them just a little different, the styles, the textures, the size, and of course I'm gonna share them with you guys. They're all linked in the description right now, but we're gonna go through them because I'm gonna try and make like as many of them as I can. I am hosting a party this weekend for Galentine's Day, and I want to include handmade knit scrunchies in my little gift baggies for my girlfriends, and I just was like, why not share this cute little project with you guys? So I was digging through Ravelry, like I said, and I found a bunch and I saved them to my library, but I pick and chose the ones I'm going to share with you guys because I wanted them to be like a little different and unique, you know, because there was a lot of the same thing out there, as you can imagine, and there were even more unique ones, but they cost money. I did buy a couple, but that's not what this video is about. So I have a pretty good yarn stash, but for this project, I'm gonna try and pull from my scrap bin, which is like this big Tupperware that I keep that has like 50 grams or less little balls of scrap yarn in them, because that's like the perfect amount for scrunchie making. And the construction is different than I thought it would be. I really had no idea how like this was approached at all, but I skimmed through a bunch of the patterns that I found, and it's all pretty the same, give or take, you know? It's like you knit a tube and then you fold said tube over an elastic band and then you close it up. The closure, I find, is what tends to be very unique to like different designers, so I'm gonna have some fun playing around with that. I did do my first scrunchie last night and I want to show you guys. Look at how freaking cute this is. I used some scrap yarn from this like yarn mural project that I did last year, and I love this, like it's almost like a fiesta kind of themed yarn. Love her. This is the Soho Scrunchie by Tori Yu. How cute is it as a little wrist accessory? Okay, I'm excited to keep making them because this is just the beginning. I chose what I thought was the easiest pattern that I found, which is this one. And this pattern comes with 3 different sizes, a small, a medium, and a large. This is the size small. It only took me like maybe 2 hours to make. Granted, it was me also like getting over that learning curve of especially how to like do the closure, but look at that. It's a freaking scrunchie. And I just used this type of scrunchie. This like fabric elastic scrunchie is what I put inside of here. And I think, hello, she's a scrunchie. I'm hype. Okay. I'm going to choose my yarn for my next victim, okay? So some of these projects are color work, which makes me very nervous to be working color work in such a small circumference, but we're gonna do some of that later. Maybe I'm gonna start easy this morning. I'm gonna be working on these all day, by the way. This is just gonna be a let's knit scrunchies all day situation, because the party is this weekend, and I'm like prepping everything early in the week so I don't feel like I'm like rushing towards the end. It's gonna be a brunch craft circle Galentine's party, by the way. I'm so excited to have fun and be girly and cutesy. But I have my patterns here on my iPad, and let's see, which one should I try? Dude, some of these are not even in English. I literally use Google Lens to like translate the pattern because I'm like, this is too cute not to try and make. I think I want to actually do this Swedish one. Look at how these look. Like, how freaking cool. I think I want to try this one. I've done this texture before, and I think that that looks really cool. I did this texture in the gingerbread cowl, but I think that's going to be my next victim. The Jarbo scrunchie. It's literally in Swedish. Okay. I am going to choose my yarn, and then we're gonna get started. I'm just gonna hopefully reach a flow state and just crank out scrunchies today. So let's get into it. All right, I went through my big bin and I stuffed a bunch of little scrap messes into this bag so I could just like flow. I don't want to have to keep going back and forth, but this is what I'm working with. I felt like were good colors, some for like solids and some for color work. And then if I need to pull more from my shelf because I'm not vibing with any of these, I will. But look how like randomly some of these are like twisted up. And I'm actually really excited because I found some of my favorite blue tweed. Definitely making something with that. But for this Swedish design, I'm feeling like either this blue, which these are a mess, by the way, like it's a disaster. Like this teal color would be really beautiful. I think that's the move. Let me shove all this back in the bag and get started. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention earlier about like similarities just in like scrunchie design is provisional cast on, which I've only done a couple of times. So I'm really happy that I practiced with my first scrunchie last night because I don't have to watch any tutorials right now. We're just gonna dive right in. But this pattern calls for 120 stitches. No, no, that is so many. Like, are you kidding? But okay, I'm gonna put on some YouTube and we're gonna lock in. Yeah. Gosh, you guys, I am having major regrets. This is taking a really long time. It took me a really long time to find some flow. I changed needles and cords 3 different times, and then I settled on this combination of a corded needle and my double pointed needles because I've lost 2 of the 5 of my double pointed needles, which is very annoying. But I feel like I messed up by choosing this one to do off the bat because it uses such a small needle and a smaller yarn, so it does not work up as fast as the first one that I did. This is 2 hours of work, you guys. 2 hours of work. I feel like I'm finally starting to catch a little bit of a flow, but this is taking a long time. This is not what I was expecting, but I'm going to see it through. I am 1/3 of the way through. 1/3 of the way through. I'd be lucky if I got another scrunchie done today. I am very shocked. I'm laughing at myself for thinking that I could run through a project on 2.75 needles. But I'm going to take a little break and then I'm gonna get back into it, and hopefully when we come back I'll be finished knitting like the main part of it. But the color is beautiful, and I think the pattern is starting to show up. You can kind of see it here, the texture. Let's just keep going. It's early in the morning. It's a new day, and I really played myself trying to knit that second scrunchie with goddamn 2.75mm needles. What was I thinking? It literally took me the rest of that day. Like, it took me like 6 hours to make this effing scrunchie. Like, I have regrets. I have regrets. For the sake of this video and challenge, I should have used a bigger needle and bigger yarn so I could fit more in, but I do like the way it came out. This is what she looks like. It kind of looks like a flower. It's really pretty. I really like the texture and the wave that the stitch pattern created. I'm very kind of curious to see these blocked, but scrunchie number 1, scrunchie number 2, so cute. And again, this was like the Berlin scrunchie. The pattern was in Swedish. It's called like obviously it's all linked at the bottom. But yeah, this took a century. I do not recommend using 2.75mm needles if you're trying to do a quickie, okay? So glad that that's done. It took forever. And then the next pattern that I tried was the stripy scrunchie. I chose this kind of like heather gray and olive green color. She's cute. Hello, she's so freaking cute. I love this. As I'm making these, I'm feeling some type of way that I'm giving them as gifts because I kind of want to keep them all. So after this marathon making scrunchies, I'm gonna have to unfortunately do another marathon of scrunchies because I need a dozen for myself now. Like, so cute. Hello, too cute. And I think I did the what size did I do? Oh, I did the smallest size. I did the smallest size. So these guys can get really big and wavy and funky looking. I think I will try and make a bigger one, but I thought this one was cute for now. I'm trying to do the smaller sizes because I want to show you guys as many examples as possible. But yeah, this one wasn't too bad. I did this last night, like watching Stranger Things. It took like maybe 2 episodes of Stranger Things to make, and then I casted this guy on last night using literally my favorite yarn, this dark blue flecked yarn from Loops and Threads. This is leftover from my wave sweater, which is the best wave sweater on earth. We all know this. And now I need to make one using the light blue flecks, so I'm definitely going to do that today, so I have like one of both, but this one is really cute. She's really small. For this one, I used the, what's it called? Strika scrunchie. Yeah, I used the Strika scrunchie pattern to make this, but I just didn't feel like, I was kind of in a provisional cast on flow and I had provisionally cast this on before really reading the pattern and realizing that it did not call for a provisional cast on. And you actually, for the Strika scrunchie, you actually knit, like do a three needle bind off. So you cast on regularly, you cast off regularly, and then you do a 3 needle bind off. So I feel like I need to try that for the plot, and so I'm gonna make another one, and we're gonna use this bad boy, but I'm gonna use a different pattern. I'm gonna use the Sugar Puff extra large scrunchie pattern in this really pretty yellow ochre. It has like a little bit of a variegated stripe to it. Do you see that? I think this will make a beautiful scrunchie, and I want to try it out. And I want to make an extra large one. I know I just said I want to make small ones, but like we gotta see what they all could look like with multiple different sizes. So I'm gonna cast this one on, but I want to try a different means of construction. I think I'm gonna do double pointed needles for this one instead of doing the magic loop with a circular needle, just because I'm trying to like get the full spectrum. I'm trying to see like what techniques I like better and which ones are faster and more seamless. And yeah, I'm literally in my pajamas, by the way. This is a pajama top that I got from a hotel in Japan that gave out your own pajamas, and it's so comfortable. I love it. And I wear it around the house a lot. But I'm going to put on a YouTube video and lock in because I have such a busy day today, but I want to knit a couple more scrunchies for you guys and wrap up this video today. But yeah, oh my god, you guys. Wait, let me go get my needles so I can cast on while we yap. All right, I have these needles I got from an estate sale for like 50 cents. They're US size 8, which is what the pattern calls for, even though I think my yarn may actually be a little bit smaller. It's fine. We're gonna use these anyway. That's kind of like the beauty of these, like making scrunchies, is like there's no right or wrong really. There's no real like gauge swatching per se. You kind of just vibe, right? Like it's really, there's really not a wrong way to do this technique, which I love. There's so much flexibility. But what I wanted to tell you guys is thank you for being here. Holy moly, I freaking hit 3,000 subs this week. I'm kind of blown away. I'm definitely blown away by the fact that so many people vibe with the energy over here, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be seen, I'm grateful to be understood, and to build such an authentic community. It's been such a slow burn over here. If you've been here from the beginning, then you know. But yeah, I'm just excited to keep going, excited to keep sharing my creativity and my joy. And yeah, this year is gonna be fucking sick. I'm so excited. So there's like, I don't know, over 1,000 new people here since the new year, which is kind of awesome. So hi, welcome. I hope you stick around. Okay, let me focus on this cast on. How many am I doing? This is the smallest cast on, by the way. So this Sugar Puff extra large scrunchie, smallest cast on so far. It only calls for 24 stitches on the cast on, whereas I want to say it was this boy called for like 120 cast on stitches. I want to say this one was also over 100 cast on stitches. I believe the more cast on stitches you do, the more like scrunched up the scrunchie becomes. Does that make sense? But with this one, the scrunch seems to come from the length of your tube because the cast on's quite small. But hear me out. This joint say to knit 40 inches. I don't think I'm doing that. Mind you, this is a 12-inch ruler for scale coming off the needle. Hello? 3 blood clot rulers worth of... I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Hello? What? We're not doing that on today. But you can do it because I linked the pattern down here. But 40 inches is insane. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go for as long as I feel like going, and then I'm gonna cast off and make the scrunchie, okay? And it's still gonna look cute. Again, all like from my experience so far, you kind of just vibe, do whatever you want. Okay, I had to consult Ravelry because what is this? What is this? What is this? Do you see how little this damn hole is? How on earth? All right, I went and grabbed the light blue fleck that I love, and it's a worth it weight. And unfortunately, I just could not trust the process. This hole looks bigger to me. It still feels really small, but I couldn't trust the process with the 24 stitches. I'm sorry. I ended up doing 36. And that still feels like a little bit to me, especially because, like I said, for the last 4 scrunchies, I've been casting on damn near 100 stitches. So I'm gonna trust the process and I'm gonna keep going. Am I going to 40 inches? Hell no. Okay? Like I said, I'm gonna go, I don't know. We'll see what an hour is giving. I don't know. I just, maybe she's not gonna be extra large. Maybe she's gonna be medium, because also the clink clink of the metal needles driving me nuts, low key. That's why I kind of like wood. But let's just keep going. I've knit like a 1/4 inch. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Since we're having the warmest winter ever, I'm gonna work outside because it's really, really nice today. And I definitely got sidetracked. This is not an hour's worth of work, but I'm going to give it a solid, uninterrupted hour now and see where I can get to, because I'm not doing the 40 inches, unfortunately. That would take me all day. And I keep stopping and rereading the pattern and going back to Ravelry because I just don't know how this is going to work. Like 40 inches, that's like my arm. Okay, you know how I was racking my brain over not understanding how this little hole was going to end up making a scrunchie? Well, I was talking about it to my husband and he just explained the whole thing to me easily, and now I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it now. Maybe you also got it, but I don't sew, and I feel like he has a sewing brain and that's why he got it. But essentially it's a long skinny tube, and then another thing is that it doesn't use a hair tie band. It uses an elastic band, like elastic strapping, that is either stitched or tied into a knot. And so I'm gonna knit this skinny tube, and then I'm gonna take some elastic strap and put it into the tube and then tie it together, which will then scrunch the tube into a scrunchie. Oh my gosh. Don't care for this construction at all. I much prefer the other construction, but I'm gonna keep going. And I am I am 40 minutes into my hour of like knitting, so this is not long enough. Like, definitely this is supposed to be long as hell. And I don't like that. That's knitting forever. Scrunchies are supposed to be quick. This is not giving quick, you know, but I'll keep going. We'll keep going. All right, this is where we are after a solid uninterrupted hour of knitting. Remember, we started like down here. That's not bad, honestly. And my husband's suggestion of knitting 20 inches instead of 40 inches, I think I can do that. So that's gonna be the new goal. And so if this won't be an extra large scrunchie, she'll probably be like a small one or a medium one, but that's okay. It's the experience of the construction that we're diving into right now. And also what he explained to me is that because I added more stitches to my cast on, the scrunchie will be taller than what is like in the pattern. So I'm okay with that, because if it's gonna be smaller, being taller gives it a little more drama. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break and eat, and then I'm gonna do one more hour, and then we're going to construct the scrunchie. All right, it's much later, and not much later. It's been like an hour and a half because I had another snack break. I'm measuring her out, and I literally like knit for that hour and then I cast it off. I didn't even care to measure it. I was like, good enough, looks good enough to me. And it's actually sitting at 18 inches. This is what she looks like. So I'm gonna block it. First, let me cut the yarn. We're going to block it. Oh, I pulled the yarn the wrong way. Oh my god, I just pulled the yarn the wrong way through the hole. Please. Shaking my head. Okay. I'm gonna block it. And then I gotta go dig through my husband's sewing stuff for what do you call it? The elastic, because I don't have that down here and I don't know what I'm looking for, so hopefully he's home by the time I get up there. He did run out real quick. I cannot believe I just unraveled the damn bind off. Look at this beautiful stack of scrap yarn scrunchies. I am very pleased with the variety that I was able to find for free online. Like, that's actually crazy and I love it. Let's talk about them. So this guy I found to be super quick and easy. I'm definitely going to make more of these in that just simple like cast on with the provisional cast on and then cast off with the 3 needle bind off. That I believe that was my favorite. It really just like flows to me and makes sense in my head, and I believe this simple scrunchie pattern and construction works really well with like a flecked yarn, a variegated yarn, a self-striping yarn, something like that, that like gives it that texture, because the bunching is really what like gives it the fun scrunchy look, and I don't really feel like texture work or anything is really necessary when you have all this ruching going on. But I will say this is like the minimum amount of rows that I think makes sense in a scrunchie, and from what I saw over the span of all of the patterns, 15 rows. That's really not too bad. This one knit up the quickest. This is the smallest one as well, and she's so cutesy. Look at that. I am trying them on too, so you can see what they look like in hair, and yeah, she's just adorable. I love her. Next up is this guy, and I felt like this pattern gave like a much sharper bind off edge that kind of like adds a little uniqueness to this one, and it was also a super fast and super quick knit up. Like I knit this in like 1 or 2 episodes of a TV show, super quick, and I will be making more of these as well. And then of course, this is the one that knocked me off of my seat at first. It is not hard to knit, but when you're using a smaller weight yarn and a smaller needle, it's just going to take a lot more time. And I did also cut this off short. Once I got to a length that I felt good, I just went ahead and closed it up. But I do believe it should have been maybe like a ½ inch more. So like this is a really beautiful pattern for like giving like that kind of sunbeam look around your pony or your bun. And just a tip about like using patterns in different languages, I personally don't let that hold me back. I like to just purchase the pattern anyway and put it into Google Lens and have it translated for me, and it works just fine, and I'm still able to support a maker from a different part of the world who's still creating like really beautiful stuff, and I'm opening my horizons to more design like techniques and cultures, and I love that. So that's my recommendation. That's why there are, I think, at least 2 patterns in today's roundup that are not in English, but that does not make them any less valid. You should definitely still buy them. Just translate them and use them, because it's 2026. Like, we're letting languages hold us back? Come on. Come on. I will definitely be making more colorwork ones. This colorwork pattern is just like one of maybe 5 or 6 included in this pattern. Mind you, it is free, and she gives like 5 different colorwork charts outside of a simple stripe. So I'm definitely gonna be whipping up more of those because they are so cute, and the color combos are limitless, and it makes for such a like statement pop of an accessory. And I love the flat disc shape of this one, and like how it, like, I love that. Call me a clown. I love it. And speaking of clown, our last one that I did not understand the construction of because I am silly. This is not the intended look of this scrunchie at all, but I still love her. I made it work with, you know, the time restraint that I wanted to have on the project. I don't feel like patterns are meant to be that rigid, so, you know, go with the flow and do what feels good for you. I just did some like tacks. I stitched down some bits of the tube to kind of force a organic, fun, blobby shape, and she's awesome. She's awesome. It's not the like consistent ruffle look at all, but the folded fabric is kind of cool and different, and hopefully someone loves it because these are going in gift bags. I may keep this one just because she's so out there. I'll see if anyone wants to have her, because like imagine a little bun, like a real tight little bun. My hair can't get that tight right now because it's curly, but a tight little bun in this, cute, right? Okay, you see the vision, you see the vision. But yeah, let me know if you start making scrunchies. Use one of the patterns from one of the talented designers in the description. I linked a bunch, about 10 different free scrunchie patterns. So get the accessorize in. Hello. And this is just like, now you got plenty of time to make like a bucket full of these for Christmas gifts for all your friends, all your coworkers. Okay. Thanks again for 3,000 subscribers. Bye bye.